Hello, welcome to the next episode of Long Tone Save Lives or Warm Up Save Lives. This episode is about register exercises and how they can fix all of your playing. This is probably the best way to warm up, just to check in with your sound after you do the first exercise that I explained in the other video, just playing a few sounds throughout the register of the clarinet. So after you've done that, it's time to check in with your voicing, how you change between different parts of the clarinet, how you go from low notes to high notes, and what you do with your tongue and your air and your soft palate and all of that. And it's just time to calibrate that for your playing and really listen to your sound. So here's what we do. We start with a low E. You take a deep breath, find your embouchure, start the sound as cleanly as you can, sustain a low E for a good while, and then add the register key like this. We'll go up to the next note, F, and then add the register key to go over to C. Then we'll go to F sharp, this outer left pinky, or this outer right pinky. We'll do the same thing on a G, going from G to D. And up to A flat. Now here are the things I'm thinking. I'm thinking, how's the start to my sound? Did I have too much tongue, or was it a clear edge of the note? Was it just like sound out of nowhere, or was there a fuzzy, thuddy tongue sound in there, right? Did my air start from the very beginning? I'm listening to the dynamic. I'm listening to the tone. I'm making sure my air stays fast the whole time. My embouchure is great the whole time. I'm making sure the air is not wavy, or there's no waves in the tone, right? I'm making sure it's consistent. And then on the connection from the low note to the high note, I'm speeding up my air, spinning my air a little bit to make sure that there's a smooth connection between the low and the high note. Not like this. I'm not tonguing, I'm slurring between the notes so that you get this. Not, it's not fast, and it's not with slow air to create a hesitation in between the notes. It's a smooth connection, and you're focusing on what you can do with your air and your embouchure to make that happen. Now we go from A to E, and then we add a third register, and we go to C sharp, okay? Like this. So we go from this lower register into the clarion, adding the register key to play an E, and then we take off the first finger of the left hand to go into the altissimo register. It can be really great to have a tuner with you to make sure you're playing in tune on these notes. The higher you go, the more you maybe need to raise your eyebrows, you need to raise your tongue position, and that will help raise your soft palate so you get more of a he vocalization rather than an ah vocalization. So listen. I'm spinning my air, I'm raising my tongue, raising my eyebrows a little bit to make sure I get a smooth connection between those notes rather than this. Right? Now we just keep going up. I'm going to play a B flat, go to F, and then take off the first finger of the left hand to go to D. So we always do the same thing. We play one note in the lower register, add the register key to go to the clarion, and then take off the first finger of the left hand to go to the altissimo. And this is a great way to learn altissimo notes if you're not familiar with them. And the higher you go, the more you need to sort of raise your eyebrows, push forward with your corners, and learn what you have to do here to get those altissimo notes to sound in tone and in tune. Now that wasn't a really great connection between A flat and F. So let me see what I can do to fix that. That's not great. Okay, I overcompensated because I got that hesitation. That's not good. Okay, to make that happen, I kept my air fast. And I imagined that my tone was coming out of the top of my head. Now that's a really weird visualization, but it's something that I find very effective, particularly for higher notes. If you think, well, just let me blow really hard, then it's gonna sound like this. You know, and the note comes out, it's there, but it's not very pretty now, is it? So just imagine that your sound is here, and you're a dolphin, and you have a blowhole, and the sound is coming out of your blowhole. All clarinet players are just a little neurotic, so don't worry. This A flat to F connection, the one I've been doing for a little bit, is a great one to practice because that high F is just a little unstable. So if you can control that, then that means you have really good voicing. That's a good thing to work on. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to go up from D to A to F sharp. Lots of fun. Now I'm going to keep practicing the A to F sharp connection. I'm just bringing my tongue higher and maybe a little further back in my mouth. So this is a great way to sort of really get into the nitty-gritty of your playing and think about, what is my tongue doing? What is my embouchure doing? Your air stays fast the whole time, and the only thing you're really changing is maybe spinning your air a little faster, focusing on your corners, your top lip, your tongue. If I raise my eyebrows, does that help? So experiment with that, and the more you work on that, the more comfortable you'll be with high notes and with playing in tune, playing in tone, changing your tone. You'll have more control over everything that happens here in your oral cavity, and that will just really give you much more control over your playing. Play these notes long and slow every day, and you will see great growth in your tone, your intonation, and your control over the instrument. I hope this is helpful. Enjoy your clarinetting. Happy practicing.